Hi, I'm Joe and I'm doing another video on SIBO. So it's day 3 today that I've been using the Aire 2 breath tester at home, which has been quite revealing of foods that I thought would have been okay are actually still feeding the hydrogen bacteria which I apparently have in my gut. So the way you use this, you connect to the app on your phone. I'm just going to show it anyway. I don't think I'm breaking any rules. So you press this button twice and then it starts to glow up. I'm not affiliated with this in any way. And then you log on to the Food Marble app and you can see today, see the steady blue line on my screen? That was this morning before I'd eaten anything, and I was something like 6, scored 6 out of 10 on SIBO. And then as I've eaten meals throughout the day, it's got higher and higher. I think I'm up to like 8 at the minute. Yeah, so this morning was 6, and then it went to 7.5 and 8, and so I've still got stuff fermenting in my gut overnight while I'm asleep. Must be quite a lot. And then for breakfast this morning, I had bacon, sweet potato, Parmesan cheese, tomato ketchup, organic, and a few poached eggs. And then it shot up to 7.5. I suppose it was the sweet potato. It's got some FODMAPs in it. Maybe the tomato ketchup as well. That's got a bit of apple juice in it, so high fructose or whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, it's... what did I have yesterday? Something yesterday I had. I think it was just a little bit of honey, some raw honey, on some homemade 36-hour SIBO yoghurt. And it shot right up to 8 again. But what was interesting, I had potatoes, white potatoes in the morning with eggs and bacon, and it stayed pretty low. So it seems I'm gonna have to let go of the sweet potatoes for now, and the honey and any other FODMAPs, in order for it to go down, I suspect for a couple of weeks, because I've been taking pretty high, you hear it vibrate then, pretty high antimicrobials, and to no avail. So I'm really gonna have to drop the numbers by starving them first. So I'm gonna do another breath test now. I've just got back from the gym, and let's see what it's saying. Okay, so to do this, you don't want to inhale. So I've just been speaking, so I'm kind of exhaling. So there's breath still in my lungs, and then you press down. And you gently blow into the breathalyzer. What is it, 8.5? And you know, that reflects the bloat in my belly now. I mean, I'm not fat by any means. I'm very thin, I'm very lean. And but here's me relaxed. I'm sorry if anybody's eating, this will make you sick. But you know, that's me relaxed. Look how bloated that is. I'm not trying to push out. What if I want to try and push out? That's me relaxed, yeah. If I tense, you know, I'm all right. I've got a good strong core, but when I relax, all that bloating inside my intestine, and I swear, the symptoms, the daily symptoms, are very real, and it's all related to these bloody bacteria and their waste, because obviously they're eating, so they produce waste, and then when you don't feed them, they produce waste when they die off. And it's a real nightmare, you know. I get everything from low mood, depression, anxiety, low energy, like really slow cognition, poor memory, low appetite, joint pain, skin rashes. The list is long and it's depressing, and I've had this since I was a kid. I've had a bloated belly, and I ate shite food as a kid, and but finally, you know, I'm learning, and I feel like it's a bit of a revelation getting this, so I can monitor where everything's at. At least I know I'm not going mentally ill It's not a mental disorder, although it does have an effect on well-being and mood and cognition, but it stems from the bacteria in the gut. And I know this because when I go carnivore or I go keto, when I starve the little fuckers, I get my energy back and I get my brains back, but I like carbohydrates. You know, I'm very thin. I want to be able to eat carbohydrates and digest them without anything else digesting them in my body that shouldn't be there. And so the mission is obviously to clear them. And the protocol, which I'm going to follow, which I've done a lot of research on this, by the way, trying to read all the latest books and articles online, and so apparently there's I'm just so you know, I'm not invested in the pharmaceutical industry whatsoever. I don't like taking pharmaceutical drugs. I think they control a lot of the narrative. They can, you know, the GPs are basically just puppets for the pharmaceuticals. But in this case, you know, that's not all GPs. It's not really fair to say that, but you know, a lot of them are incentivized to kind of sell the pharmaceutical drugs. So I'm going to start with antimicrobials, really high doses, as well as starving the bacteria for 2 weeks, and then see how that goes. And if I'm really struggling, I will consider taking some antibiotics to help clear them, specifically rifaximin. But the antimicrobial protocol, which I'm going to follow, along with the carnivore or keto type of diet, let's see. I'll see how I do with white potatoes alone, just white potatoes. But I'm considering just going carnivore. But I am decided. I'm a little bit indecisive, but I will decide in the next few days. So oregano, 3 pills, 3 times a day. I'm not going to share the brands which I've got because I haven't tried them yet, so I can't say how good they are. I've just got some affordable ones online. Try to go with ones with good reviews, but it's hard these days, isn't it, to know what you're actually buying. I just try and read the ingredients, what's in them, and make sure that they're relatively clean. So oregano, 3 pills, 3 times a day. Neem, which is an antimicrobial, 6 pills a day. So 2 pills 3 times a day, I guess 2 before food. And the oregano I'll have just before food as well. Berberine, 5,000 milligrams per day, which is a lot. That's like 10 tablets of berberine a day. Higher, I've taken all these antimicrobials before, but not in these dosages. I've taken them in lower dosages, probably help the bacteria become more resistant. But, we learn as we go, don't we? So I suspect I've got a load of them hiding behind biofilms in my gut, which will have to be broken down with biofilm busters. So the one I'm going to use is N-acetylcysteine. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But apparently that's quite effective. So I'm going to take 2,000 milligrams a day, 2,000 milligrams twice a day, to help break down the biofilms that bacteria might be hiding behind, as well as candida, because I suspect that candida is also present with the SIBO. And then as well as taking prokinetics, so artichoke globe supplement. I've got ground ginger powder, which I'll just have after meals, and the artichoke globe will have at night, and then something called ibergast, and that's to help get rid of gas from the small intestine and also encourage peristalsis to move the food along. And I'm going to see how that goes for a little while. I'll have apple cider vinegar with my meals, and I'm going to record all the foods on the app so I know what foods are working, and if I eat anything that's suspect, it's just going to get left out. I'm going to have to sacrifice pleasure eating for a period. I wish I could be having yogurt and honey and fruit. I'm not even asked about junk food. I I've eaten healthy for God knows how many years, trying to manage these symptoms, but obviously still feeding the bacteria because, you know, of lack of knowledge. So yeah, pleasure is going to have to go down somewhat for now, but I'm still going to try and enjoy my food and make nice tasty meals, just not much sweet things, unfortunately, because I have a big sweet tooth. And that's it. And if that goes to plan, great. If I see the numbers going down and then I introduce a FODMAP and it stays low, it shows that I'm winning. If it starts to shoot straight back up, that's when I'm going to turn to the rifaximin. I've tried to get the rifaximin from my local GP, but they was unwilling to prescribe it to me because they're obviously not up to scratch with gut health, even though we're in a epidemic of people struggling with obesity, diabetes, SIBO, gut-related health issues. I wonder how many people actually know that they've got gut issues and just think that there's something else going on. Fibromyalgia, IBS, all this stuff, you know, 70% of it, I reckon, could be linked to SIBO or sifo, fungal overgrowth, due to food poisoning or just slow gut motility, thyroid issues, slowing down your gut motility. So yeah, anyway, I've had to go and pull up some articles actually produced by the NHS and some other published articles, which I can share in a link and send over to my GP in an email, requesting them to consider allowing me to have rifaximin. I never really go to the GP. I have been in the last year a few times and I've had some tests done to check for like celiac, Crohn's, colitis, cancer, all that stuff because of all these symptoms that I've been experiencing. Recently I had my bloods done, my testosterone, thyroid. I have got slightly hypothyroid, which can influence the motility of the gut and obviously mood and other things. So I'm doing other things for that, which I won't get into in this video. So yeah, that's it in a 12-minute nutshell, 30-minute nutshell. And I am looking forward to starting and getting my brain back and my life back, and hopefully before long I'll be able to eat some of my favourite foods without getting bloated and everything else that comes with it. So yeah, anyway, hope that video was helpful and I'll see you in a bit.